What's up YouTube, Fallout Freak here, and I'm back with another quest video. So we did a quest to the Nuka-Cola challenge in the last quest video, which is a Fallout 3 quest. So we've gone full circle yet again, and we're going to be talking about Fallout 4 quest in this one, and that quest is none other than the prologue quest, which is War Never Changes, which is what I always end my videos to. But without further ado, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about War Never Changes. War Never Changes is the prologue, a main story quest, and an achievement/trophy in Fallout 4. The quest takes place on October 23rd, 2077 in the sole survivor's pre-war home in the suburban neighborhood of Sanctuary Hills. It begins immediately after the game is started. Detailed walkthrough. The sole survivor begins in front of the bathroom mirror, preparing to go to a veteran hall meeting alongside their spouse. Upon finishing character aesthetic customization in the mirror, including the decision to play as the husband or the wife, the player leaves the bathroom to answer the door. Within the house, one can interact with a variety of objects and goods, such as bottles of Nuka-Cola, boxes of Salisbury steak, their infant son Sean, and the house's resident Mr. Handy named Codsworth. Opening the door, the player encounters the Vault-Tec rep, who states that they have been selected to enter the nearby Vault 111. During this speech sequence, the player's name and special points are customized. Once the customization is done, the sole survivor returns to find that Sean is still crying despite Codsworth's attempt to calm him. The player enters Sean's room and tries to calm him down by spinning the mobile. Upon activation of the mobile, their spouse enters Sean's room and engages them in conversation. Once this discussion ends, Codsworth rushes in and urges both Nate and Nora to the television. The distressed reporter on the television proclaims that nuclear detonations have hit New York and Pennsylvania before abruptly signing off. The player with their spouse and son then rushes toward Vault 111 alongside other Sanctuary Hills residents as U.S. Army vehicles block the streets. The air raid sirens wail and vertibirds fly overhead, warning residents to evacuate as many neighbors panic and try to either head to the vault or evacuate. Upon reaching the vault gate, they find the Vault-Tec rep, who is refused entry and threatened by the officer as one of the power-armored soldiers forces him to leave under threat of being shot by his minigun. The sole survivor then approaches the officer, who checks their credentials: infant, adult male, adult female, and is then granted clearance to enter, wishing them good luck as the rest of them who cannot enter the vault prepare to face their inevitable doom, subsequently instructed by the Vault-Tec security to step on a platform that will take them into the vault. Just moments before the platform begins to lower, a bright flash is seen, followed by a loud noise and a blast of smoke. A nuclear detonation has occurred on the outskirts of the Boston area, and the platform rapidly lowers just in time as the blast wave hits Sanctuary Hills. The platform further lowers into Vault 111's entrance, where the player and a few other Sanctuary Hills residents approach the vault's entryway. Once inside the vault, the player and the rest of the Sanctuary Hills survivors are screened by the Vault Overseer and Vault-Tec staff. The player is given a Vault 111 jumpsuit and is directed through a passageway. Within the vault, the other residents are anxious and struggle to grasp what just transpired. The Vault-Tec staff members try to reassure them, telling the player to allow them some space and redirecting their attention to the vault's amenities. The player continues along the passageway to a room filled with several chambers where a Vault-Tec doctor is standing. The doctor claims that the chambers are for decontamination purposes, and the player is instructed to enter one of the cryopods, with the spouse and Sean taking the other. Inside the cryopods, the doors seal shut, and an automated voice begins a countdown as they activate, with the player's vision fading to white. The player is then jostled awake by the automated voice. The room outside is dark, with the other Sanctuary Hills residents still inside their chambers. Three unknown figures, a mercenary and two scientists, enter the room. They open the chamber holding the player's spouse and Sean, and the spouse wakes from cryosleep. Confused, the spouse asks what they are doing, and they demand to have Sean. The spouse refuses and holds onto Sean, and after being asked and refusing a second time, the mysterious man shoots the spouse with his pistol and instructs the scientists to take the baby. The man turns to a player's pod, addressing them before they re-enter cryosleep. Waking again as the automated PA system announces a malfunction, the player falls out of the chamber and stands up, shivering, beginning Act 1 of the story with the quest out of time. Notes: the player can take as long as they like to reach Vault 111, but if they stray too far from the game's intended path, the nuclear bomb will detonate in the distance, resulting in instant death. During the TV broadcast, the newscaster gives insight to the current military activity of the U.S., mentioning mechanized U.S. Armed Forces units near the island of Mombajo and into the Bohol Sea. If the player refuses the Vault-Tec rep, their spouse will override their choice and force the player to fill out the forms. Even though the mysterious man uses a revolver to shoot the player's spouse, a spent casing can be earned hitting the floor. The two power armored soldiers at the gate leading to Vault 111 are equipped with T-60 power armor with military paint. In the gameplay trailer, their armor is not equipped with the paint. When awakening for the first time, the player can punch the cryogenic pod's window by pressing the interact button. This can be done for the entire duration of the event. This quest does not appear in the Pip-Boy. The scene of Sean's abduction takes place in the same neural map as Dangerous Minds. If the player spawns in an enemy near Nate/Nora using console commands, their spouse will attack it with Sean, who is classified as a weapon by the game. During the aesthetic customization in the bathroom, the couple will have different banter and comments depending on the options chosen. Behind the scenes, this quest has a number of references to previous Fallout games and the Fallout series in general. Sean's crib mobile plays the Baby Steps theme from Fallout 3. On the floor to the right of Sean's crib is the Your Special book used in the Lone Wanderer's childhood sequence to assign stat points. The commercial that plays on the television is the live-action promotional video for the Fat Man used as part of Fallout 3's marketing campaign. During the broadcast, while discussing the upcoming World Series, the newscaster quotes John Henry Eden's speech on baseball almost verbatim. The name of the quest is a reference to the famous Fallout line, War never changes. The player character can speak this line at Fraternal Post 115 later in the game. Ron Perlman, who narrates the opening scene in previous Fallout games, voices the newscaster on the television. Audio director Mark Lampert voices the emergency broadcast heard in Sanctuary Hills during the quest as the player character evacuates to Vault 111. It has the voice type MQ101 Emerge broadcast voice. Bugs. Upon step out of the cryo chamber for the first time, one may not be able to move at all, nor be able to save the game. This can only be resolved by restarting the game and reloading a previous save. The achievement may not unlock after leaving the vault and entering the wasteland. Sometimes with mods that alter the player character or the spouse during the introduction, the vault elevator platform may get stuck and the nuclear bomb will never detonate. This can be fixed by typing set stage space MQ101 space 500 into the console. So that is a little bit about the War Never Changes quest from Fallout 4. Let me go ahead and play you a quote from the Vault-Tec reps. Let's turn up the volume, and here we go. If it'll cooperate with me. You know what, I don't think my internet's cooperating with me. Oh, let me try to rewind it. Yeah, my internet's not cooperating with me, sorry about that. Let me pull you up a picture of what the quest picture looks like if my internet cooperates with me, and it looks like it's not cooperating with me. Wonderful. But regardless, that is a little bit about the War Never Changes quest. Hit me up in the comment section below. Please let me know what you think about the War Never Changes quest. I personally enjoyed it myself. It's, of course, the prologue quest, so it must be done in order to start the game. But until my next quest video and Vault Freak channel video in general, you must always remember that war, the quest, war never changes.